Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with day 21 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And today's sketch is this gorgeous rainbow of fantasticness with hexagons. It was designed by Rebecca Lockhart from Rebecca Lockhart Scraps. And she's one of the hoppers on this awesome hop. So you can find her channel linked below in the description box. Lots of hexagons and 2 pictures. I am going to turn this to its side because my pictures are horizontal. And I bet you could never guess what I'm scrapbooking with all those pastel-y, lovely stickers, embellishments. So this is my husband, my daughter, my son during the pandemic, and we are dyeing eggs. And when I found out that the prompt for Dottie About Flair was rainbows, I decided that this was the perfect picture to document because we made a rainbow of colors. So those embellishments right there are the paper company studio. I don't even know where I got them, probably Facebook or something, but I don't use them. Those right there are the paper studios, and they're awesome floral embellishments, and I do use those. And I use some of those Moxies. And I cut these hexagons out on my Cricut. I actually put the hexagon in there and made a smaller one so that it would weld it like that. Not weld, but slice it. And then I have these 2 Dottie About Flair. And I would love to use the floral, but spoiler alert, it does not match my colors at all. So I end up using the orange one, which is perfect because it does match pretty good. And I have all of these fantastic colors, and I will definitely share with you the colors as I go. And like I said, the Dottie About Flair prompt is rainbow, so I feel like I pull off rainbow pretty darn good. Because I have it in my hexagons, in my sprays, in the picture. Pardon me, my desk is creaky. And all my florals and embellishments. So here's all my fabulous stuff in this great sketch. So let's see how this goes. So the first thing I did was trim down my pictures. And I don't care that they're not the same size. The eggs and that paper towel that I tried to get some of the moisture off of the eggs with was so cool that I took a picture of it, of course. And it's more of a square. And I wanted to cut a lot of the gray wall and the floor out, so I wanted to trim this picture down. I matted them both in black because I thought that they would stand out better on this white background that I'm going to cover in colorful hexagons. I didn't want it to be one of the colors from the hexagons. I felt like it would be better if it was a dark, bold color. So my point, there's a little shelf in the back of our kitchen, and it holds all our loosey-goosey weird things like popcorn popper and all these odd little gadgets for the kitchen that my husband has collected. And I say my husband because he's typically the one. He's got like a food dryer and all sorts of stuff. So that shelf back there ends up holding all that stuff, and it's a mess. And I hate that that's like draws your eye, at least mine, because I know it's there. So I took the picture of the eggs and I just tilted on the top, kind of like it is in the sketch anyway, but I think to the other direction, and cover some of that. And I'm good with that. So then I get my hexagons in rainbow order up at the top so that I can pull one at a time. And I created 5 of each, except the orange ended up with 4 and the green with 6, just because of the way I was cutting them out on my Cricut and the scrap papers I was using. And yes, I said scrap paper. Every one of those hexagons was cut out of scraps that came out of my scrap bin. So I have continued, and that black piece of paper was also a scrap that I used. So everything on here except the base page is a scrap. Yay. So I get them laid down, and sometimes hexagons and I don't get along. And so I was not worried because I felt like however it went, and it wasn't going to be something I was like OCD about. I don't care that some of them aren't like exactly lined up, but I just wanted it to be in general. So I start with the purple right there because I originally started rainbow order on the outside and then reverse rainbow order on the inside so that they weren't matching up. And so I put the purple down where I want to start And of course, you know, I have to move it because what I want is points out, you know, like up and down. The point is up and down and not the flat sides up and down. And so I get all that done. And of course, I don't make you watch all that because, you know, it took me, this video was an hour and 1 minute long. A lot of that was getting some things, mostly it was gluing all this stuff down. I mean, everything has to be glued down. I can't use tape because most of it is way too thin for tape. So I am using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, which is right there on the right. And I love, love, love that. I've used a lot of different adhesives, glues, tapes, double-sided tape, tear and tape. I mean, all sorts of things. And I do like Tombow as well. But I love this Nuvo because it doesn't give me that wet background sometimes on the back that some other liquid glues do. And so there's my glue ad. So I get all of those down. I love the way they turned out. I tried to make it as even as possible, not necessarily mimicking each other, but, you know, this many blues on the top, this many blues on the bottom. It is not exact because they were odd numbers, but I just wanted it to be pretty similar. So I get these gorgeous flowers. They're Paper Studio floral embellishments. My dear friend Sarah sent them to me in a color swap that we did on scrapbookingwitannemarie.com. And if you are looking for a family of scrappers that you want to come and join, that is the place to go because Anne Marie definitely makes you feel like you are part of the family. And we do these really cool swaps and just lots of fun activities. And so this was a color swap, and I chose rainbow. You could pick a certain color, but I picked rainbow. She knew that I would. And so she sent me a box full of the most fantastic things. And one of them, the things in there were these 2 packs of florals in 2 different sizes. Perfect timing. I got it 2 days before I created this lamp. So I take this little arrow from the Moxie sticker sheet. It's Easter Whimsy. I don't know how old this is. It probably came from Facebook Marketplace. And it says coloring eggs. And the color's not exact for what I've got on my layout. But I'm predominantly going to cover most of that except the little triangle that says coloring eggs. So I'm okay with that. And it is a pastel-y color, so I'm still good with that too. So I get some of those florals down. I do want that Happy Easter to be my title. It's a little bit of a different place than on the sketch, but I'm okay with that because it's got to go where I need it to work or where I want it so it'll work. And so that's where I'm going to put it. I have these cute little bunnies. I think they're Francis Myers, and I had to mat them. I trimmed them out right around the sticker though, because I didn't want the purple on the outs, to be showing out. But I did want it matted because you could see right through those white bunny rabbits, and I didn't want that because then you'd see like these weird hexagon stripes behind them. So I am just tucking these little Easter eggs that came from that same Francis Myers sticker sheet. And this right here is a little Easter bonnet, or it may be from a Mother's Day thing. I just thought this was the perfect time to use that up, and it's just tucked in on underneath this floral cluster. And that is something I am getting better with, is clustering. I'm learning a lot from this hop. And last month I did the sketches every day with State Goddess. And so I follow a sketch February. And I get DT sketches from Scrapbooking with Anne Marie all the time, and all sorts of other things like that. And she's got tutorials and teaches you how to cluster, and it's just been fantastic. So I have these cute little Easter baskets, and I'm not joking. I think I ordered these on eBay in 2006. They came in a little plastic baggie. Somebody had cut them out on whatever die cutting machine they had and sent them to me, and they were perfect. So they've been in my little stash. So I put 3 different Easter baskets on here in the blue, yellow, and pink, just behind different things so they would cluster really well. And then I just get these florals everywhere. And I add some more florals in a minute. I also pull out a couple of stickers from my son just stuck his head in here and yelled at me and told me how much he loves me. And I'm not going to re-record this because I may need that for proof later in life. Anyway, sorry. So I get all of these little florals tucked down, and they went down really easy. Just a little drop of Nuvo, and they are sticking fantastically. So the back of them is pretty flat, which makes it easy to get them down. And I love these because they have little things in the middle of them already, and so I don't have to tack them down with like a brad or anything, which makes me very happy. So I put them away, and I'm going to end up pulling them back out in a minute because I want to put some more florals at the bottom. I pretty much wanted to cover every edge of this, the pictures. So not to be hiding or covering anything, but just because I wanted, that's kind of how it is in the sketch. There is a floral pattern pretty much all the way around, and then the title is up there at the top. So I just enjoyed these florals. They looked good. They're not exactly the same color as what I have. The purple's pretty close, and the pink is also pretty close, but the green is more of an olive green or a, not minty green, but, and I used more of a pastel green, but I'm okay with that. There's, plenty of shades in those lovely eggs that we made. My daughter's the artist, and so she usually does very fancy things. My son just likes to see how dark he can get things. So, they end up very interesting looking. So I use a couple more stickers from that Moxie sheet. Up at the top, I use a Happy Easter, and down at the bottom, I also write Happy Easter. I know it's on here 3 times. I don't care. And at the end of this, when I show you the close-ups, there are empty tag holes, and I apologize. I totally filled them with some Paper Studio gemstones. There is no empty tag holes, I promise. I also go and add some gemstones around and 3 clusters of 3 around the page. So if you all watch my videos, you know what I'm getting ready to do. I did have all 6 of those fabulous colors. So the first color I use, I'm going in rainbow order, is Picked Raspberry, and that's a Distress Oxide. And I tap that out, and then next I use a shimmer spray, which is Pure Sunshine, and it's an orangey color. By the bottle, you would think it is yellow. It's not. It's orange. And then I do a yellow, which is Distressed Oxide as well. It's Mustard Seed. And then I'm going to skip through because I don't show you the entire process. And then I use another shimmer spray, Fresh Lime. And then I tap out the blue, which is Mermaid Lagoon. And then the purple is Wilted Violet. And I just tap those all the way around at the top in rainbow order, just a little in each place. And I love how it looks. And then I decided to do the bottom. And I did it exactly the same way, except it's, flipped around. So I am now done, and here is the close-up of the sketch again, minus all the pretty colors that are in her sketch that I showed you at the beginning. And like I said, I turned it on its side. I loved this sketch. I will probably do it again. It was pretty easy to cut the hexagons out. And I hope that you all have enjoyed this video. So I hope you will also go down in the description box and follow all the awesome YouTubers that are hopping along. There are also some Instagram handles down there that you can go to because a lot of people are just posting layouts. And you can always go to 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life on Facebook and see all of the sketches and all the layouts that people are posting because there are hundreds of them. Have a great day and happy scrapping.